Hello, collective. This is Hen from Artemis Oracle. Hello, collective. This is Hen from Artemis Oracle. Okay. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Just want to do a collective energy check-in to see what's going on for the collective outside of me. So what's going on with the collective? I have the Moonology messages card. So let's see if we get like a baseline, and then we'll clarify with tarot if necessary. I have other Moonology decks with me. I have the Moonology Oracle cards and the Moonology manifestation. The first card we have is changes. Quicksilver moon. Changes. Some changes. Changes are coming. Changes. Oh, and I noticed that there are two swans here. It makes me think about that song from Not For Radio. It's called Swan. I will love you like a swan will. I will love you till the end. Take my body, this I promise. Won't let go of your hand. I will love you like a swan would. I will love you till the end. Take my body, this I promise. Won't let go of your hand. Part of me is a part of you, it's a part of me too. Part of me is a part of you, it's a part of me too. Part of me is a part of you, it's a part of me too. Part of me too. I don't know, I felt compelled to sing that song. Quicksilver moon changes. Then we have a domicile moon with abundance. And then self-regulation. So this is about grounding, centering yourself. Let's go into the book. Changes. I think it goes by the moon, Quicksilver moon, so BQ. Okay, nothing stays the same forever. If you want change, rejoice. If you're clinging on to a situation that may well have run its course, however, then this card is a gentle suggestion to release your grip. Nothing about your situation is currently firmly fixed. That can be a good thing, so stay open. Keep your eyes peeled for signs as well. In particular, notice the next song you hear. Is there a message in it for you about your question? If you're not happy about your situation, the good news change is afoot. Oh my God, I can't read. So don't give up. What seems stuck now could be far more flexible quite soon. If you're hoping to change the course you're on now, this is a sign that you can. So take action. If the idea of change worries you, try to have a little faith in the universe. Set the intention that whatever happens next is happening for your highest good. The fact that nothing lasts forever is a part of this card's message. Events are moving. It's interesting that when I saw the two swans, it made me think of the song Swan. And in the lyrics, she talks about, I will love you like a swan would. Swans are known to be monogamous creatures. And let me see, I'm going to look at the lyrics to the song. Let's see, I'm going to do that right now. I could love you like a swan would. I could love you till the end. Take my body, this I promise won't let go of your hand. So I'm going to look up swans too, because the swans stood out to me. So this, it could be about a relationship, because the swans really stood out to me. Swan, spiritual meeting. Spiritually, the swan symbolizes grace, beauty, love, and fidelity, often representing the soul, purity, and transformation. We're currently in Scorpio season, so there's been a lot of transformations happening, a lot of endings to allow for new beginnings, rebirths, regeneration, resurrection. And it says association with these qualities comes with its graceful movements and lifelong mating bonds, making it a symbol of spiritual wisdom, loyalty, and the ability to move through life with gentleness. The swan can also signify self-reflection, inner wisdom, and the journey of personal growth. So that's where these changes may be coming from. There could be changes going on with you, and it's asking for you to move through these changes gracefully. Like, we're supposed to give ourselves patience, compassion, and grace, and we're supposed to extend that to other people as well, right? I feel like if you're able to do that for yourself, then it can be easy to do that for other people because it will come naturally. But it could also be a significant change happening within your relationship, one where there could be a strengthening of bonds or maybe a dissolution of a relationship. But with the swans being there, it seems like it's something that's going to be long lasting for whatever it's worth. And it's as long as you want it to, as long as if there are two people in a relationship that want to stay together, to keep being together, to keep connecting, then that's something that will continue. But it takes two. It's not only one person. But it says additional meanings change may be inevitable now. Expect good things. You'll get your answer very soon. Ask a wise woman for advice. I hope that's me. You maybe wanted to ask somebody older though, because I have a lot more life to live. And don't cling to the past, Allow changes to unfold. Be open and flexible to what may be coming forward. And just don't allow yourself to get stuck. And remember, if nothing else, that things change. And as they say, the moon teaches us that it's okay to go through phases. We go through phases throughout our lifespan. That's part of our growth and evolution, our ability to adapt to life, to circumstances, to situations. That's what is part of our human experience. The next card we have is domicile moon abundance. Expect abundance, an abundance of good things in all shapes and forms. It seems you found your place in life. You feel at home in your current situation, or even if you don't feel quite at home, good things are coming. With the moon as well placed as she is in this card, an abundance of loveliness must surely follow. Remember that abundance follows your frequency. When you draw this card, it suggests you've tapped into the right frequency to match whatever it is that you want to achieve. An abundance of good things might include more cash coming into your life, or perhaps an abundance of love and good feelings between you and the person you love or the people you love. If you're worried about your financial situation, this is a reminder that you have what it takes to generate the cash you want. If you're wondering about moving house, this card is almost certainly a suggestion to stay where you are for now. If you're asking about a relationship, it appears you and your beloved actually are fairly well suited. I was not trying to talk so much about relationships, but the swans really stood out to me. And the fact that this card is kind of honing in on one of the things I mentioned, because this talks about good things can come, just have to remain flexible. But then with the abundance coming in, abundance could be anything. It could be anything that an abundance of love, abundance of money, abundance of opportunities, abundance of friends, abundance of options, whatever, because remember, this universe is limitless. I think some parts of society, especially the government, wants us to think that everything's limited, and that's what causes and incites fear in us. And I think that's not true. I think that that's a way that they try to control us. So as long as you believe that abundance exists in all areas of our life, then anything that you want can come to you. Of course, I feel like, we know there are people starving in the world, that people are homeless, there are people, but you got to think about who is in charge of our government, who is in charge of all these moving parts. It's not us, it's them. And them is whoever you think they are, All right, and additional meanings for this card says, take a trip home. You fit right in. It's time to express your full potential. Home is where the heart is, and stay where you are. Remember, you are your own home. You are your own home. I probably just made a weird noise on my mic, but Throughout this deck, we see the moon representing our emotions. Sometimes the condition of the moon is challenging, and therefore our situation is challenging. And sometimes everything is as it should be. With this card, it represents the moon in Cancer. So some of you may have a moon in Cancer. Okay. Now, the next card we have is Exalted Moon, self-regulation. Exalted Moon, just saw it. I know I just saw it right there. Okay. Self-regulation. Okay. Let me go back here. All right. Self-regulation. In this situation you're asking about, your superpower is that you can regulate your emotions. That doesn't mean suppress them. It means you can feel all your feelings and process them and let them move through you. You can just be. This gives you power. Remember, as within, so without. In other words, when you're filled with tumultuous inner emotions, your external life is likely to reflect that. However, pulling this card suggests that no matter what you've been going through, being at peace with your feelings is the key to success. Even if your feelings are intense, breathe through them so they don't cause outward turbulence. That is your magic. Think of yourself as a sorceress or sorcerer and stay centered now. For best results, bring compassion, empathy, and unconditional love to your current situation. You have all that you need to sort this situation out. In fact, you may even have the upper hand. However, you may need to use that advantage wisely. You may need to take the emotional lead. Be a good example for others. Keep your foot on the ground. Ask what would nourish me in this situation. Emotional honesty is called for. Allow someone else to express their emotions. Slow and steady wins the race. In astrology, the moon is all about feelings and is said to be exalted or in great shape in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is one of the most grounded signs of like the zodiac, I believe, because when you think about Virgo is about perfectionism. It's about order, but Taurus, it's in the middle, but it's like it found its sweet spot because you got Capricorn, which is about hard work and, focus and dedication and rules and structure. I think Capricorn is a cardinal sign. So it's like it's establishing itself, but then the Taurus has already found his or her place in the zodiac, right? Because they're a fixed sign, they're in the middle. And then the Virgo is supposed to be a little bit more flexible, more mutable. So it seems like, and it's funny because Taurus is the opposite sign of Scorpio, and we're in Scorpio season still, right? And if you know anything about Scorpios and Taurus, they're the opposites of each other. Scorpios tend to be more sensitive and more emotional, more maybe even reactive, depending on the situation of what's called for it. But Taurus tends to be more grounded. They can be reactive depending on the situation, but they tend to be more grounded and stable. I'm not saying Scorpios are unstable. It's just that, it's a different kind of stability. The stability that Taurus expresses is more earthy, and the stabilizing factor of Scorpio is more so emotional. And since we are ruled by both Pluto and Mars, we have the fiery and watery aspect of us. So it's like we have that duality within us. Because we can, either be very calm and still, or we could be very fiery and reactive and explosive, depending on the situation that's called for. But I feel like whatever you're going through, there's going to be some changes that may be affecting you emotionally and may have you feeling a little bit unstable emotionally, because if the changes aren't changes that you're implementing, that they're being forced on you, it can make you feel like you're out of control in some way. But I feel like in what the cards are saying is that in order for you to kind of navigate these changes that are either, you initiated or are being initiated externally, that you need to maintain a grounded emotional base so that you don't get drowned, or you don't drown in your emotions, you don't drown in the whatever instability or insecurity that you may experience. But it's like also these changes are maybe good changes. You know, these changes may also be a source of stability towards you, you know, the changes where you may be receiving more money, more opportunities, more love, more options, more of whatever it is that you want then. You know, and then also watch for signs. When we were looking at the changes card, it mentions like, think, watch out for signs. You know, what's the next song you hear? And then we have this card at the bottom of the deck, follow the moon, watch for signs. You know, like the swan thing may be significant to you in some way. Let's see, follow the moon. I want to read that. I thought I brought my water here with me. I didn't. Okay, watch for signs. And then, you know, we were talking about Scorpio season, and butterflies are known for metamorphosis. Scorpios are known for metamorphosis. You know, you could think of metamorphosis through butterflies, dragonflies, even vultures, with vultures getting rid of the decay, you know, getting rid of and regenerating and basically changing and transforming something into something else, you know. It's like a cleansing, you know. If you think of Kali Ma, she devours what is rotten in the society, and that's a way of cleansing, you know. I hope I'm right with that. So that's what I recall. Watch for signs. What is the universe telling you? It's important to learn how to read the signs coming your way. What signs are being sent? Some of you may be seeing 111. Okay, I just want to say that. Learning to read the signs is a big step along the spiritual path. They can come in the forms of dreams, music, numbers, or patterns. Your life themes are signs of what is going on in your consciousness. There are signs around you and you need to see them. Alternatively, in the coming 24 hours, ask the universe for a concrete sign of some kind about your questions. For example, ask to see a rainbow or a pink unicorn or whatever feels right to you, and then keep your eyes peeled. There is your answer. This card can come up as a sign to change your behavior or your focus. Pay attention. The signs are everywhere. What are you seeing? This card can also be a gentle reminder to get back into healthy routines that will help your life to tick over more smoothly. Meditation will also help you. The way someone does one thing is how they do everything. It's a theory. Open your eyes, listen to your intuition. A spiritual self-care routine will help, and open up to divine guidance. Ask the universe for a rainbow as your sign, and see if you get a double one. The universe is talking. Are you listening? So it's really paying attention to the signs. Sometimes we get distracted by the things that are going on in our life that we miss certain signs and signals. So if there's something specifically that you are wondering about, that you want to know if you just need a sign that if it's the right thing or not, you give the universe a nudge by saying exactly what you want to see, and they will give you the answer that you need. But you just have to be aware. And also, if you are having dreams, I would suggest you write them down if you can. Try to remember your dreams if you can. If you can remember, sometimes you don't remember everything, but there may be something significant in your dream that does stand out, and that's something that you need to remember. And that may be a sign for you, or something that you need to look into, you know? And I'm going by from my own experience too, because that happens. Sometimes I will ask a question, and in a dream, I would get an answer, but then it's like very weird. And if I don't understand it, then I go online and I try to find what it means, you know? And if something comes out that resonates with me, then I know that's my answer, you know? And it's not about forcing something. It's like I said, he has to, like the way I do is if something stands out to me when I'm doing my search, then I know that's what my answer is. Okay. So let's go into tarot. Okay, let's find out what this Quicksilver Moon is about. Going into the Crow Tarot. Okay, Ace of Swords, there may be some clarity or truth about something coming up with some changes. Maybe there's information that you're gaining that's going to help you initiate any changes. Or even give you understanding about some changes that you need to make. Okay. You got Justice and the Ace of Cups with the Ace of Swords. I feel like whatever changes you may be experiencing, there may have been some sort of conflict between you and another person, with the Five of Swords being at the bottom of the deck. But then I think there's something that's going to provide clarity and possibly a solution that will bring balance into the situation. And it may be an initiation or restart of love. There may be a change in a love situation, or it could just be something that you're learning to balance within yourself. You know, I don't want to make everything about someone else, but, you know, the Ace of Cups could be your own cup overflowing, that you're learning how to balance your emotions and starting to pour into yourself so that you can be able to pour into other people. And it's about also finding balance, making sure that when you do pour into situations, there are situations that are reciprocal, that it's fair and balanced, that you're being not only fair to yourself, but fair to other people too. And it could be somebody is gaining clarity about, because we have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So someone's understanding something about a love situation, or you're just having understanding about how to take care of yourself, your emotional needs. I want to see what that card is. The Sun. Happiness. We got happiness. And it's funny because if you look at the abundance, there's a lot of brightness there. You know, we have the red, which is the root chakra. We have orange for the sacral chakra. Then we have yellow for your solar plexus right there. So this could also be about your confidence, how you see yourself, how you're grounded, how you create, what you pour into, how you pour your creative energy, your sacral energy, how it flows, how you share it, how you express yourself, and your confidence within yourself too. Okay, you got the Four of Cups. So yeah. Because I think that maybe in the past things were good, things were okay, but then now you're a little more skittish. So maybe you're gaining like I said, you're gaining understanding about love situation, how you pour into situations, and you're wanting it to be fair and just for yourself. And that may be some changes that you're implementing within yourself and how you express your love. Express your love to others, how you extend your love to others, but also being honest too. You have to be honest to yourself. Honesty. If you're honest with yourself, then you can be honest with anybody, because how can you be honest with everybody but lie to yourself? That's not possible, Okay, let's find out about this abundance. Tell me about abundance. Tell me about abundance. Ace of Wands. So we got Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, and Ace of Wands. So this is about Ace of Wands. Beginning. A passionate beginning, a fiery new beginning. A spark. Initiating Seven of Pentacles. Reflecting. We have the Ace of Wands with the Seven of Pentacles showing up. Ace of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. Nine of Swords. With the Knight of Cups. So I feel like some of you may be feeling anxious about where you stand. Maybe you're taking stock, or you're reflecting on your current financial standing, or even how your life is. Are you happy with the way your life is going? Maybe you feel like things are a bit stuck, like there's a bit of uncertainty. Maybe you're feeling anxious, having sleepless nights, possibly worried about where you are in your life. It could be where you're living, it could be where you're working, it could be where your money, like how you make money, and if you have enough money. You're looking at what you've invested in and what you've gotten in return. And you may be wanting some sort of inspiration, or you may be inspired. This may be causing you, this reflection, this stress, this anxiety that you may be experiencing and reflecting on was wanting you to, or inspiring you to take some sort of action to bring abundance for yourself. It's funny, the moon card it fell, but the Knight of Cups. Let me see what is influenced by Knight of Cups and the Hangman. It's about looking at things from a different perspective, looking at every action you took, every conflict you've experienced, and how you want to move forward. We did have the Ace of Cups, and then we had the Four of Cups showing up. So it's about, I guess, how you're going to be moving forward and following your intuition. Letting your emotions kind of guide you, but not where you're being led astray, but it's more like you wanted to look at things from a different perspective, and you may want to look at it from, it's that maybe if you're someone who overthinks, when we did have the Nine of Swords come out. So if you're stressing about something, then maybe you want to consider something, but from an emotional standpoint. So maybe instead of listening to what your head has to say, you may be wanting to see how your heart feels about a situation, And it could be like going towards someone, or it could be going towards something. And, we have the Fool underneath too, the Hangman, having a fresh perspective or different perspective about a new beginning that may be coming. And we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is about new what? New fire, new passion, being reignited, something being sparked within you. We have the emotions, your emotions starting to be, it's like this different aspects of yourself, different parts of yourself. You have the Ace of Swords. It's like a clarity. Ace of Cups is about love, emotions. And then the Ace of Wands is about passion, creativity. The Fool, beginning. They're all about beginnings. New love, new ideas, new spark. New with the Fool. So whatever this new thing is, you maybe be conflicted about it. You may be reflecting on what you've experienced. And because wands are about actions, so even actions you've taken in the past, and you want to look at things from maybe instead of it being like it's head over heart, but you want to do heart over head because the head is upside down. So you probably want to look at things from a different angle instead of what you usually do, which may be you're stressed, you worry, you're unable to sleep. You may even have nightmares, bad dreams. You may be overthinking, and you want to be released from that. You want to release yourself from that. Okay, but we have this self-regulation, which is about grounding yourself. So I feel like that if you are going to be using your emotions to guide you through something, and I said emotions, the Queen of Cups came out. The Queen of Cups came out. And the Moon card fell too. Oh my gosh, the Empress is at the bottom of the deck too. With the Six of Wands and the Lovers. Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. And underneath it was the Three of Swords. So there may have been some sadness with a lover's connection. But it could be like, it's like you're overcoming some type of heartache in a lover's connection, and you're moving forward. You're wanting to move forward successfully. You're wanting to elevate. Because we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is one aspect of the Empress. And one of all parts of all the queens are important when it comes to the Empress, because all the queens are all aspects of the Empress. It's about creation, stability, compassion, and logic, you know? She's everything. She's smart, she's beautiful, she's compassionate, and she's abundant. You know, so this is a matter of you finding peace at home with yourself, knowing that you have a decision to make about how you're going to move forward. And it may be a decision that has to do with how you are expressing yourself with love, or it could just be about you moving towards what brings you emotional satisfaction and happiness, moving away from sadness and grief and disappointment, you know, overcoming that. It could also be about you standing your ground. Excuse me, with the Four of Pentacles. I was looking at this card earlier today and I was like, wow, this looks like somebody who's standing their ground. You know where you are, you feel stable or and secure where you are. Feel stable and secure where you are. And that may be what we've noticed. One of the cards says stay where you are. So that may be what it is. Like where you are right now is a place of stability. And where you are right now is where the abundance is going to come to you, because you're at this place where things can come to you. Things like if you feel like you're at home, if you feel at peace, if you feel like you're vibrating at a higher vibration, then you're going to be attracting these positive changes in your life. But if you're constantly on the move, if you're constantly going, how are these changes going to catch up with you? So it's like you have to stay your ass still so that these things can come to you. You don't want to miss the delivery, basically, because something's coming to you. Something's going to be what's it called? Signed, sealed, and delivered. If you're constantly on the go, how are you going to see the signs? Because if you're moving, you got to watch where you're going. You got to make sure you don't run into anybody, that a car doesn't hit you, and that you're crossing the street at the right light. And, your laces are tied, all that stuff. You're distracted. But if you stay where you are, you're going to see the signs. You're going to be present. I think this also has to do with your mind, too. Don't allow your mind to run wild. Find a way to meditate, to clear your mind, to stabilize yourself mentally, to regulate yourself. If you're the type of person who overthinks and then that causes an emotional reaction to you, then that's something that you're going to have to learn how to regulate within yourself. Because those thoughts are not only going to cause you stress and anxiety, but they're also going to distract you from seeing what's coming towards you, or even allowing those changes to come to you. But if you're constantly in this negative mindset, then how are the good things that you want, that you worry about? Like you can't be worrying, because if you're worrying, that's negative. That's a low vibrational energy. And I'm starting to feel anxious. So some of you may be feeling anxious about something specifically that you're wanting that has yet to come. But in order for it to come to you, you're going to have to stay still. You have to be at peace where you are. As much as you would like to make changes, maybe those changes aren't meant to happen at this moment. They're meant to happen when they're supposed to. But at this moment, you may be needing to stay still, needing to stay present, needing to stay cognizant, aware, so that you can see the signs and that you don't miss it. You don't miss that delivery of what good is coming towards you. That's what I'm getting from this. Okay. This is a mess. Okay, let me just put these cards right here. I want to be able to see. So I'm going to go into the Moonology cards, the Moonology Oracle cards. And then get 3 cards to close out this reading. But I just want to see the other cards here too, because if anything comes up, I could reference it really easily. Nine of Swords, Knight of Cups, and the Hangman. And then Queen of Cups, the Lovers, the Empress. We have major arcana here. So we have the Empress, that's Taurus and Libra. The Lovers is Gemini. We have the Hangman with Pisces. The Sun is Leo. Justice is Libra. Queen of Cups is water sign energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. What else? Yeah, that's it. And I'm going by cards that, court cards and major arcana. Let me see if I see repeating numbers. Okay, I see 6, 4, right, 6, 4, 4. Then we have the aces. And I mentioned 1, in the beginning. So aces are ones in tarot. So we have 3 aces. So that's 3 ones. Okay, so can we get 3 cards for advice for the collective? 3 cards for the advice for the collective, spirit, angels, guides. What messages does the collective need to know at this time? What messages does the collective need to know at this time? What messages the collective need to know at this time? What messages the collective need to know at this time? What messages the collective need to know at this time? Oh, we have a personal issue reaches a resolution. Full moon in Cancer. Cancer just show up in the reading. The Queen of Cups, they say it's Cancer, moon in Cancer. And then one of the cards mentioned that it's the moon in Cancer. Okay, Cancer moon. Anything else? So a personal issue reaches resolution. So if there has been any conflict, and we saw conflict show up with the 5 of Wands, I think, 5 of Wands. There's going to be a resolution. There's going to be justice and fairness in the situation. So I'm glad I see the tarot cards, because maybe some of you are going through a legal situation. And that may have been a hard battle, but then it's like the truth is going to come out and justice is going to prevail. Then we have the end of a tough cycle approaches with the full moon in Capricorn. Full moon in Capricorn actually happens during Cancer season. Sorry, because Cancer and Capricorn are the opposites of each other. And I did a reading yesterday, and I said the Capricorn was the full moon in Capricorn. No, the full moon in Capricorn will be in June, along with the new moon in Cancer. So the full moon in Capricorn is in June. So we have full moon in Cancer that will take place in December. So the full moon in Cancer is in December, and the full moon in Capricorn will be in June. Anything else? Communication is key, Gemini. We have the Lovers card showing that too. So, and your hard work is paying off with new moon in Capricorn. That's going to be happening in December. So I feel like December is very significant. Full moon in Cancer is Capricorn. So that's December. Or it could be January. So December and January. December and January are significant months. Because the new moon in Cancer, maybe in January. Let me actually look that up for you guys. So let's do this. I like employing this because there may be some predictions here. So full moon in Capricorn. Okay, let's see. It could have been something that happened in this year in June or July 26th. So the full moon in Capricorn will be in June 29th, 2026. And the new moon in Capricorn will be on December 30th, 2025. So December may be significant, June may be significant. But when is the full moon in Cancer? Full moon in Cancer. Because we're gonna have Sagittarius season coming up on the 22nd. And then that means we're gonna have a full moon in Gemini and then a new moon in Sagittarius. So full moon in Cancer 2026. Let me see 2025 if they have one. Full moon in Cancer. Okay, so let me try 2026 because that already passed. And that full moon in Cancer will be on January 3rd. Wait. January 3rd, 2026. Yeah. So I feel like December and January are significant. December and January are very significant. Capricorn season, Gemini season, Cancer and season relevant. Okay. So I hope this reading is helpful for whoever watches it and watches the replay. I wish you all a wonderful day wherever you are, and take care. Bye.